generational curses are negative patterns sustained by wrong choices, actions, and inactions. Sacred geometry. Now, there is the aspect of somebody doing something. Listen to me, guys. There are a lot of families, there are a lot of people. You think that your family has always been poor. Thank you, Ambassador, for this subscription. A lot of you think your family has always been poor, that there's nothing good about your family because you are judging your family based on the last two, generations, or maybe the two grandparents, maybe your grandfather. You are judging your family from your great-grandparents till now. So you are judging your family from your great-grandparents till the current elders. So a lot of you don't even know, greetings, Ambassador, that there was a time that your family was living in splendor, glory, notoriety. You don't know because you have not done your ancestral audit and investigation. Now, there are a lot of families who something happened at some point. Vaughn, greetings. Somebody did something, or somebody did not do something they were meant to do. And based on that choice, based on that action or inaction, they sowed a seed. And that seed came to fruition. And that was the beginning of the negative algorithm of what did not exist in your family tree. Please understand this. We ran ancestral audits for someone, and she discovered that her great-great-great-grandmother was one of the major, she was the market leader. Decades ago, she discovered that. Because she was wondering, why is she so entrepreneurial in nature? Why is she a go-getter? Where did she get this spirit from? She did not know that her great-great-great-grandmother, she thought that every member of her family were lazy, broke ass because she was judging her family from her great-grandfather till the current elders in the family. That's what she was doing. Thank you, Ambassador. So what they refer to as generational curse are wrong choices, poor choices, negative patterns that are sustained by poor choices, actions, and inactions. That's what they refer to as generational curse. And every so-called quote and unquote generational curse is sustained by the choices that you make, by the actions and the inactions. Someone was telling me a story of somebody today and said, she used to accommodate, she brings people into her house, shelters them, and raises them and all that. And she discovered that there was a particular guy, one of the people that she was sheltering, that for 3 decades, they've never had a home. They've never had a roof over their head for 3 decades. And when she did the investigation, she figured that his grandfather was, they attend White Garment Church. His grandfather lived in the church from one church to another till he died. Guys, please, when we talk about ancestral algorithm, there is the biological scientific angle to it. So people don't think, these superstitious people. No, there is the biological and scientific angle to it. Please. So his grandfather slept in different churches until he died, and he passed that on to his father, and his father has passed that on to him. So having a roof over their head based on the algorithm of that family is illegal. And they all keep making poor, wrong choices, right? To foster that negative algorithm of homelessness. So they keep doing. That negative algorithm of homelessness by their actions and the choices that they make. There are a lot of people, there are some behaviors that you have you can't explain. You can't explain the behavior. You don't know why you are behaving that way. You've gone for therapy, you've done all manner of things, you've sought self-help, you've coaches, mentors, all things are passed away. You've accepted this religion, you've accepted, but you are still stuck in the negative algorithm because you are not addressing it from the source code. From the source code, that's where you're meant to address it from. Because breaking generational negative patterns sustained by wrong choices, by actions and inactions, requires ancestral investigation, ancestral audits. It requires. This weekend is going to be our money manifestation marathon. You need to attend. A lot of people would think that we're going to start talking about how to make money. Those are surface cliches. Those are the effects. You are not dealing with the cause. You're telling people 7 ways to make money. They are not going to make money. They will remain broke. Because you have not addressed it from the roots. From the source code. You have not gone down to the source code. Based on where some of us came from, guys, we should probably be in prison now. It's the facts. Based on how some of us were raised and the people who raised us, right? We should be non-entities. We should be non-entities. We had to do ancestral investigation. What a lot of Africans are running away from is ancestral investigation, ancestral audits. You can join 7 a.m. prayer for 25 years and your life will still be in the gutter. Quote me anywhere. Because breaking generational curses is not something you do by joining anybody's prayer session in the morning. It's a personal warfare that you fight. That's what it is. It's a personal warfare that you embark on. The best anybody can do for you is to create an environment like this for you. If anybody tells you you will join their prayer and then you will break generational curses, they are lying to you. They are lying to you. Because you are going to line up on that queue, waiting for your own turn. When will the merciful God answer me? But remember, he shows mercy to whom he shows mercy, and compassion to whom he wants. So it is not sure for you. Always remember that the mercy, based on their perspective of God, that mercy is not sure for you. You're not sure. You don't know when your turn will come. Ancestral the beginning of breaking generational yoke, negative pattern, is ancestral audits. And a lot of Africans don't do it. Most people focus on Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. A lot of people don't even know the name of their great-grandfather. They don't know who their great-grandfather was. Exactly. Ancestral investigation opens your eyes to who you are. A lot of people don't know anything about their lineage, their genealogy. But ask them, they will tell you how Abraham gave birth to Isaac, Isaac gave birth to Jacob, Jacob gave birth to Joseph, this one gave Lamech, this one gave birth to this, and I am the seed of Abraham. No, you are not. You are not the seed of Abraham. You are the seed of Komolafe. You are the seed of Okonkwo. You are the seed of wherever you came from. That's the seed that you are in. And running an ancestral audit begins with paying attention to what is really important, not clout chasing. Weekend is going to be a Yoke Breakers summit. You don't want to miss this weekend event. Because you've been trying for years, you've been struggling to break this so-called curse when you should be rewriting the algorithm. But you cannot successfully rewrite an algorithm you have not studied. There must be a process of data collection. That's what I'm saying. Ancestral audits. If the student is ready, the teacher will appear. If the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I'll tell you a story. A lady, she's Kenyan, and when she met me, and I told her, I think you need to do an ancestral audit. That was last year, I told her. And she said she doesn't know anybody. Where will she start from? Her mother is dead. Yeah, her mother is dead. This person is... She gave all the different excuses why it is impossible for her to run any ancestral audits. That's what she said. She's from Kenya. She lives in Europe. And I said, you have not even started and you have given up. You didn't drop from the sky. No, you didn't drop from the sky. A lot of people are missing the opportunity to discover the source code, the root cause of their problem, by dismissing. They have not. They've given up already on going for an ancestral audit. I don't know anybody. How will I know? Can I tell you what? Coincidentally, she ran into a cousin of hers online. I'm telling you a true life story. I don't like to bring people up to come and talk because testimony is not my selling point. Yeah. You go and do something with your life. That's the selling point. That's it. Because the moment you make testimony your selling point, lie will enter. Lie will enter the testimony. Because the day there is no testimony, you are going to go and concoct story because that's your selling point. Exactly. She ran into this person, and guess what? January, she was in Kenya because through this cousin chat that she ran into, she discovered that a lot of her family members are still alive. Some of the old people, elders in Kenya, and she arranged a trip. By January, she was in Kenya. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Where energy goes, power flows. If you really want it, the soul of a person is the candle of divinity. Your soul is a divine candle. Because the main component of your soul is light. When a person passes on, it is light that leaves them. Light leaves their body and moves into a different dimension. So your soul is light. You are light. So your soul is a divine light that searches, navigates the corners, the nooks and crannies of everywhere to search for the truth and the solution to whatever you are going through. It is your soul. That's why you must function from the office of your soul. The people that you see that are confident to come and tell you, see the way Shehu Ambassador talk, for instance, something has happened to his soul. His soul is the light that navigates. So if he says you can't cancel me, it's because he knows that his soul will shine as a light and find the next creative solution to any challenge he is faced with. But when your soul is not shining as the lights, that's when you kiss ass and you laugh when the joke is not funny. And you lose your confidence because your soul is not shining like a light. And your soul cannot be lit up until you begin an ancestral investigation, ancestral audits. You know why ancestral audits is becoming difficult? Because Africans are beginning to adopt Caucasian ideologies. You know why? Now you are sending your parents to elders' home. Now, your grandmother cannot even live with you. Your mother can't live with you because your wife will be upset. And the authentic story of any generation is passed from one generation to another through storytelling. The legacy of every family tree is sustained and passed from one generation through storytelling, and it is the elders that can tell the authentic story. If the elders are far away from you, how are you going to know the story? How are you going to know the story? No, my brother spent more time with my father than I did, and my brother tells me some things that my father told him, and I'm like, he told you this? I'm like, yeah, he told me. When the surviving elders are not in proximity, why won't ancestral investigation be difficult for you? You don't even visit them. Some of you don't even. When was the last time you saw your parents and your grandparents? They are evil. They are in the village. Paternal, maternal, both ways. They are in the village. And you don't go to the village because demons are in the village. Shrines are in the village. And you don't want to participate and be a part of that. But the same beliefs that you have come to accept, you are still confused. You call yourself a royal priesthood. There's nothing royal about you. Your bank balance is not royal. But you are a royal priesthood. But your bank balance is saying, do you know you are not a royal priesthood? You are a holy nation. Your health is saying you are not a holy nation. You are not. But excitement. This need to identify with a movement is why many people are distracted. This need, at least I belong to something. Something that is growing. But are you growing? This need to identify with the lifestyle of people who are saying, I can never be poor. But you are poor. You are poor. Come on now. So sit down and tell yourself, Me Too movement, that's the name there, Me Too movement. They want to belong to every movement that is shining. There are people right now that the reason why they participate in spiritual awakening sessions is because they don't want to miss out. They practice nothing. They don't put anything into application. They do nothing. But just so they don't miss out. Me Too mentality. Me Too movement. Me Too movement. They focus on Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They focus on the Arab lineage. When they should be auditing their own family members, dead or alive. I audited every member of my family, dead and alive. Because for you to rewrite the algorithm of your family lineage, you must have data. Exactly. You must have data to work with. And having data to work with requires investigation and audits. Guys, weekend is going to be a blast. I call it the Yoke Breakers weekend. This weekend is the Yoke Breakers weekend. The Yoke Breakers weekend. I speak to people every day. If I tell you the kind of stories I've heard that people told me about their family, I'm like, And the moment the person told the story, they went back to the same way they were living their lives. The same belief system. And I'm like, the story this person just told me requires that they act ASAP. No, but they just want to tell you their story so you can. To them, it sounds like Nollywood scripts that can be used in a Nollywood movie. They are not telling you because they are ready to do what is necessary. I did what was necessary. What I did was I shocked the trajectory of my ancestral lineage. I shocked it. Because whatever happened with my parents, my grandparents, my paternal grandparents, my maternal grandparents, they were great people. They were high up in the echelon of society. So all the struggle started with my own parents. So I said, now who will be the problem? That's why I'm studying you people. Because I did my audit and figured that no, my grandparents from both sides were powerful, influential, wealthy people. Notable in society. So it was my father and my mother that started that nonsense they started. And I said, no, I'm not going to be part of all this you people's caricature life. It took me a while. Right. I was clocking 40 when I realized that I can't be going up and down in my life. I can't have money today, blast all the city, paint the town red, and after 2 years, I go down again. I start again, paint the town red, I go down again. And I did my ancestral investigation, my ancestral audits. Guys, it is time for you to leave Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm sorry to offend you. Honestly, I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart. I'm sorry to offend you. I am the seed of Abraham does not change anything in your life. Quotes me anywhere. Religion cannot solve this problem in your life. See, if I don't tell you this, I am just kissing your ass. I've been told several times, economize your word so that people don't. But I would be lying to you if I tell you religion can break your family yoke. Religion cannot. It can't. A lot of that is a distraction from what you are meant to address. Matter of fact, dogmas and doctrines takes your attention away from the real problem. It covers your face from the real problem you are meant to deal with, and you are chasing clouds. You keep chasing clouds because you think everybody you meet in your religious houses are also like you. You are the one who is, many of them, they know what they are doing to come and tell you what God did for them. But you are the one who thinks that, yes, that's the way it is. You are living a black and white life. It is your sole responsibility to embark on ancestral investigation and audit. And you can only do that, right, when you focus, when you are interested in knowing your own family tree. When you decide it is time for me to audit my family, dead or alive. Because the key, the data, the necessary data that you need to rewrite the algorithm is in the ancestral audit and information. I sat down and looked at my own father. At some point, we took my father to different hospitals. They did full checkup for my father. They said, nothing is wrong with this man. His liver, his kidney, everything was perfect. My father was eating 3 times. My father never used to eat. He was a man that was given to fasting. But when he fell sick, he was eating 3 times until he died. The last time we took him for a medical checkup, they said nothing was wrong with any part of his body. And then I sat down and I said, yes, this man's problem is emotional, is psychological, is living in regrets. It has now dawned on him that he wasted his talent, his skills, and his life, that he allowed people to use him and dump him. That all the energy he was meant to put in his own children and family, he gave it to strangers. And they made a mess of him. And now that he can't transfer his aggression to his children like he used to do, nobody is around again. Now, he's now accumulating those energy, those toxicity. It has now broken him down emotionally. That's what I figured about my father. And I saw that and I told myself, I said, no. Nobody will use me. And what? People built empires on my father's wisdom. 5 a.m., they're already knocking on the door. They want to come and sit down with any advice he gives them. That's what they do. And they command results. When you hear a company called Nigerite Flowflex Tires, my father was part of the people that brought it to Nigeria. But when it was time for them to send people away, he was one of the people they sent away. If you joined people to bring a company to Nigeria. And when it was time to say, okay, this company, he was one of the people, and it was normal to him. It was normal to him. And the boys he brought to the company became senior bosses in that company. And they used to come and greet him. And they say, but Oga, why are you living in this kind of house now? To him, it was normal. He is sent to the world to save people at the expense of his own destiny. And I saw that pattern in my life. During my ancestral audit, I saw that pattern in my life. I saw that pattern in my life. And I said, no, I am not going to repeat this. I am not going to recycle this nonsense algorithm in my life. You have to be that informed about your family. Leave Abraham alone. Leave Isaac alone. Leave Jesus alone. Pay attention to your family. Pay attention to your family. Focus on your family tree. Someone said their mom did not leave them any inheritance. She gave everything away. She has to be very intentional. Guys, see, the moment you decide to go on an ancestral audit, I'll tell you the truth, half of your problems are solved. Half of your problems, they are solved. The people shoving dogmas and doctrines down your throat, secretly behind you, they are still doing massive juju and jazz to help themselves. You are the one who is fooling yourself. You are the one who is fooling yourself. The earlier you run an ancestral audit or investigation, the better for you. Because that is the beginning. See, the moment most of the people in your family might just accept everything happening as a norm. To them, it's a norm. A family of 5 women and they are all divorced. There is a scientific and biological angle to what I'm saying. So don't think I'm not being spooky or superstitious. No, there is a scientific and there is a biological angle to what I'm saying. It's the source code, it's the DNA programming. It's the DNA programming, guys. They are not telling you this about the so-called generational cause. That's why it's been hard for you. Yeah, 7 days. All this cause. Which cause? Which cause? You think it's by shouting? There is no intentionality in shouting when it comes to breaking generational patterns. There is nothing like that. It does not exist until you learn the truth about generational curses, that they are the choices, the actions, and the inactions of someone or a group of people. It was a seed, and that seed germinated. It was fertilized by other choices, actions, and inactions, and it came to fruition by the choices, actions, and inactions of other people, and it has spiraled from one generation to another, and it has gotten to your own generation now. Your actions, your choices, your inactions will also either sustain it or put an end to it. That's it. Weekend is going to be massive. The things I want to share with you this weekend, you will never be a beggar again in your life. You will never be a victim again in your life. Especially those of you, a lot of you, it is after we have done any event anyway, that's why you will send your comments. Next time you come, I will attend. I don't take you serious. I'm just looking at you. I am very strict these days. I have become more principled. Because too many people don't want to change their lives. They just want to waste people's time. And I'm not cut out for time wasters. When there are people who are willing to pay their money to get attention, then you will now be wasting your time with people who are not even paying anything. The impact of your choice, every choice you are making right now, the impact of your choice is generational. the impact of your choice, your actions, your inactions, they are generational. They are generational. You inherited. There are some things that you inherited. It's not you. You came here with a destiny and your life path. But because you inherited an algorithm, and your ancestral algorithm is meant to be a catalyst for the fulfillment of your destiny. But for many of you, the algorithm you inherited is so toxic that it has become a liability and a burden to your destiny. And you still think it's normal. Because the people who came before you did not know that their choice, the choices they were making, their actions and their inactions, that they are generational. We did an ancestral investigation for a lady who all the women in the family divorced, maltreated and chased out of their husband's home. Same story, same pattern. And during the investigation, you know what we discovered? Years ago, a woman was married into that family. And the men in that family molested, abused, violated her, and they unalived her. The action, the choice, the inaction of the people who stood and watched that evil happen, right, became the seed that germinated into fruit and over the years sustained by other people, and now it is affecting the current generation. There is nothing suspicious about this. It is DNA code. The actions and the inactions, the trauma, the stress of the people who came before you, you are a carrier of it. You are meant to modify your DNA, shock the trajectory of your family lineage, rewrite the algorithm for you to be free from it. And shouting over the rooftop does not solve it. Yeah. It is knowledge, understanding, and wisdom that solves it. Right. And we discovered that story. We said, and when they were dealing with her and violating her, she was invoking curses on their generations yet unborn. The moment something happens more than once, it is a pattern. Yes, patterns are not coincidences. Not this. Patterns are not coincidences. Any pattern that you see in your family are not coincidences. Positive patterns are not coincidences. Some people made the right choice and decision. They took the right action. Patterns are not coincidences. Or $10 life is not a coincidence. So stop hating DJ Copy. Patterns are not coincidences. The negative trajectory events you see in your life is not a coincidence. If it's a pattern, it's not a coincidence. If everybody is poor and the whole family cannot raise 5 million naira, it's not a coincidence, it's a pattern. Patterns are not coincidences. And the exercises we're going to teach you by weekend, they are going to be unconventional. Not the typical, God help me. No, that's not it. God help me does not cut it. Because a lot of the approaches that people have to this is more of mindset shift, motivational. It's deeper than that. God help my life is deeper than that. It's deeper than that. And only those who are ready, to rewire their identity. See, there are karmic, energetic imprints in your subconscious, in your DNA code. Your DNA, when you see, some people did an experiment and they discovered that your DNA is numbered. There are numbers in your DNA, codes. There is a data. Your DNA is a work of data. Yes, they have analyzed the DNA system. That's the whole concept of the telomeres and all of these things. Is a code. There are codes in your DNA. You think they are just codes? You think they are just codes? It's a programming language in your DNA. So many of us, if not all of us, we need a complete system overall. That's what we need. So self-help strategy is not enough. And let me tell you something. I'll close with this. A lot of people out there, this is the problem here now. You should be thankful that you have people like us on social media who are coming here in spite of the hates and the attacks and the unseriousness. We are coming here to come and tell you this. Listen to me. A lot of the young people in Nigeria, and I'm not cursing them, if they continue the way they are continuing now, 90% are going to end up broke and busted. Quote me anywhere. Quote me what? Quote me anywhere. That's what I'm saying. Because they are not ready. Thank you, dear. To do what is necessary to rewrite the negative algorithm of their family lineage. It's cruise. Everybody is cruising. Let's cruise. Everything in a cruise. Yeah, a cruise. And that's why they have to resort into crime. Yeah, and stealing and fraud for them to make anything out of life. Because they cannot toe the path of legality, because there is work in that one. You have to take responsibility. There is work there. There is work there. There is sleepless nights there. There is studying and reading. There are rituals and routines in there. The path to authentic greatness is boring. It's not fun. But you must enjoy that boredom, because it is the boredom that separates you from those who are going to waste their life in future. It's as simple as that. My life typically is a very boring life to some people. What's the fun in my life? But I am enjoying my life. Because I look at the rest of the even the people who have money now, I'm looking at that. Any little mistake with all the money this guy has, any little mistake is gone. And you should not be like that. All the days of man on earth is warfare. You are at war. And that war begins with your DNA, the source code, the patterns that will militate against your advancement and growth. You must deal with them, guys. You must deal with them. You must deal with them. You know, every month of March, every month of March, what I do is I reactivate. That's what I do. I align myself with the collective energy of the spring and I reactivate. So my energy is always very high from March. And you are meant to tap into that spring energy of March. Anything that does not contribute to your growth, your destiny, you're not meant to pay any attention to it. Anything that will not aid your advancement, you're not meant to give it any ounce of your attention. You're not meant to. There is a terminology I saw somewhere called ancestral quantum entanglement. Ancestral quantum entanglement. When you are suffering from ancestral quantum entanglement, right? You know what happens to you? You will be behaving a certain way and you won't know why you are behaving that way. Exactly. Life is not fun, fair, it's warfare. You want to do the right thing, but something is just pushing you to do the wrong thing. I met someone who told me I can make 20 million naira easily in a month. But I can spend that whole money in 2 days, and I will not know what I did with it. But I want to change. I don't know what to do. Source code. Ancestral quantum entanglement. Everything is energy. And energy is everything. If you want to know the secret of the universe, think energy, think frequency, think vibration. It is inner standing that you need, not 7 a.m. shouting on top of your voice. Prayer. That you are wasting your life away. That's not what you need. You need inner standing, understanding. You need to sit down with yourself by yourself and pay attention to the trajectory of your family lineage and ask yourself questions. It even affects how you choose partners. I met somebody who, when I see her the way she behaves, I'm like, wow. Because her father raised her with the abundance consciousness. So she doesn't know anything about scarcity. When her sister was getting married, her father, not that her father was a millionaire before he died. He was just a relatively comfortable man. But he raised them with abundance consciousness that you didn't come to this world to accept suffering. Pain is a necessity. Suffering is a choice. Please differentiate between the two. A lot of you were raised to always accept sufferness, hardship. Even when you see the easy way, you choose the hard way to prove one nonsense point to yourself. But this lady, her father raised her that it is okay for you to enjoy life. And when you see her, that is the consciousness that she has. That's what she has. Ancestral algorithm. Because her father said, I am not going to raise my children the way I was raised. The things I suffered. Yes, I would not spoil them. I will raise them in morals, values, and principles. But guess what? I am not going to inject the consciousness of suffering, scarcity, hardship in them. No, that's how a lot of you were raised. You were raised to believe that you can't have things in abundance. To the point where even when you see abundance, you'll be, I hope something is not wrong here. But if it is hardship, okay, yeah. You are okay with hardship. But the moment the blessings are becoming too much, I hope something's about to happen here. That's how you know that there is a problem in your subconscious. The algorithm is negative, it's wrong. You must rewrite it. That's what it means. There are people that when you call them to a place to come and enjoy luxury, the way they reject it, they are like, no. The algorithm kicks in. They are not used to it. The operating system, you cannot behave better than the operating system. We are programmable beings. You have been programmed a certain way. So when they call you, come, sit down in front. No. Thank you, sir. And his humility. No, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. You move back because you think you don't deserve to enjoy life. Ancestral quantum entanglement. Ancestral quantum entanglement. When I was coming back from Egypt, we stopped at Addis Ababa. And when we stopped at Addis Ababa, and when we were lining up to board the plane to Abuja from Addis Ababa, and I mistakenly queued with the business class. I was meant to be in economy, but I didn't know. I queued with the business class. It was when I got to the counter that I looked at a sticker and saw that, this line is for business class. I didn't turn back. I gave the lady my passport and the ticket. Take. And she looked at me. I was like, this is business. I said, yeah, I know. I know. And she was like, okay, she just stopped. I just moved. If they allowed me, I'll go and sit down in business class. Because I deserve business class. Not all those, no, sorry, like you committed a crime. Because the algorithm resists anything. It resists anything that looks too big. You are going to be taught and trained how to rewrite the algorithm. So you don't, by reflex or default, by reflex, you just reject anything that is too big and looks like something that is too expensive and too luxurious in nature. Weekend is going to be awesome. Tomorrow is Wednesday, 9 p.m. Don't forget, this is just an emergency meeting of the subscribers only. On Wednesday, we have the official meeting, 9 p.m. We're going to continue from here tomorrow, 9 p.m. I want to make sure that everyone subscribed to this community on TikTok. In the next 6 months, I told you, get your money manifestation journal. Get your money manifestation journal. You are going to be writing some things in your journal. Manifestation requires every part of your body. Because your body is also a spiritual system. Because your body is the instrument or the machine that emits the energy, the aura. If you don't have a body, nobody will feel your aura. So for people to feel your aura in this quantum field, you must have a body. So for you to manifest, it requires every part of your body, especially your brain. Especially your brain. That's why those who are praying are losing. Those who are using their brain are winning. China is winning. Africa is losing. Because Africa is praying. China is using their brain. So you see, so what does that tell you? It tells you that using your brain is more effective than praying. That's what it says. No, but many people will get angry now. Because people are so delusional that they will choose their delusions over something that is provable and is a fact. China is proof that exercising your brain is more effective than praying. So to break any yoke, you must engage every part of your body system. Because it is your spirit, soul, and body. It is your brain, your eyes, your hand. It is your body that will carry out the exercises required in this incarnate dimension to break the yoke. And there is nobody here that in the next 3 to 6 to 9 months, your life is going to remain the same, except you are not serious with your life. I have seen people transform their life in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months. I have seen people do that. Now your brain you're supposed to use for life. It is your brain you are meant to use, guys. Because like Shewa Ambassador always say, your brain is an occult organ. Your brain is not just a body part with tissues. It is a valued asset in your spiritual estate. It is your brain you are going to use. Your brain is meant to be your brain is your best friend. If your brain is not working, you are finished. If you like, fast and pray for 25 years. Nothing is going to happen if your brain is not functional. So one of the ultimate curse-breaking exercise is to activate your brain. I'm going to stop here tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.